Cześć pokututa, please Takrenko, jak Oscar.
Well, here we are again. I thought I would break out the newly released Medicom MAFEX Avengers Endgame Captain America to square it up against the Hasbro Marvel Legends Captain America from the same movie. Now, there's a big old asterisk above this whole comparison, given that these figures are not really supposed to compete against one another. One of them is a domestic release from Hasbro that retails from around $20 US to $30 Canadian. The other is a Japanese import that is about 5 times the price. The reason for the comparison, I guess, is because a lot of people, myself included, had the Hasbro cap as their shelf display Captain America until the MAFEX came out. Obviously, Bandai came out with the SH Figuarts Captain America 2. It wasn't to my liking, I didn't touch the thing. I think most people went with the Hasbro instead. So bear in mind that these are two very different figures at very different price ranges. The video was more for people who have the Hasbro and are maybe considering getting the MAFEX, or maybe they don't have either and are torn about whether they should spring the extra money for the MAFEX version or just go for the cheaper Hasbro version. We'll start with a height comparison. The MAFEX seems to come in just a bit taller than the Marvel Legends. It is very, very close though. In terms of accessories, the MAFEX comes with a ton. 3 different interchangeable heads, an empty helmet, Mjolnir, a Mjolnir spinning effect, a lightning effect for Mjolnir, a shield and a broken shield, 7 sets of hands and accessories to mount the shield to his back. And with the Marvel Legends, what you see is what you get. It comes with Mjolnir, a shield, an interchangeable unmasked helmet, and that's it. No interchangeable hands or anything like that. Just the bare essentials. I'll take some time now to show the sculpt of the two figures a bit closer, starting with the MAFEX. As you can see, a lot of crisp detail on things like the scales. Some folds in the suit. Good detail on the belt and stuff like that. Paint apps as well. Some silver there in the belt pouches. The hands have some good details and good variants in paint. The paint on the star is applied very nicely. Again, more details on the buckles there on the boot. I'm not seeing any sloppy paint applications. It's all applied very nicely. Looking now at the Marvel Legends, I think the sculpt is a little messier than the MAFEX. I'm looking at the scales here. It just doesn't come off as clean and crisp, but not bad at all. Some detail on the stars, I think, erased a bit just by the thickness of the paint. See on the A here, the paint isn't applied quite as well. Pretty good on the head. I'm not seeing anything too egregious. The hair gets a little strange toward the back of the head. You can see a bit of a shinier finish here on the body compared to the legs. And we don't have those silver details on the belt, the boots, anything like that. Still, we have good sculpt. I just think the Legends looks a bit more plasticky. Well, a lot more plasticky than the MAFEX. But still, I think Hasbro has been doing very well with their sculpts as of late. This isn't bad by any means, especially for the price. You can see here all the joints. You can see the pins. Nowadays, Hasbro uses pinless joints. This was just before that was introduced. We'll do a side-by-side comparison with both of the heads now. Both of them use face printing technology, so they have those dots on the details of the face. I think MAFEX has a slightly better likeness to Chris Evans, and the head is overall thinner than the Legends. Good detail on both on the side here. I think the Legends has a bit more clarity in those details, though I think they've made them bigger than they are on the real helmet. MAFEX has nailed the size of that detail, but it's not as cleanly done in the sculpt. We see different shades of blue on the MAFEX as opposed to the Hasbro, which has one constant shade of blue, and some details like the silver buckle that are present on the MAFEX and not the Hasbro. There's definitely good detail on both of them. I would give the edge to MAFEX. We'll look now at the unmasked heads, and to me there's a clear winner in terms of likeness. The MAFEX, I think, nails it. Not 100%, but definitely the likeness to Chris Evans is a lot more present. We get a nice wash in the hair for the MAFEX. Hasbro, I get more of an Emilio Estevez likeness with this. Emilio Estevez, if he stayed awake for 3 days and was very dehydrated, Uh, he's a little shiny in the face, and this happens with Hasbro with the face printing. I don't know why. The faces come out a bit shiny, like he's wearing lip gloss, as you can see. I don't think it's bad for a Hasbro, but compared to the MAFEX, I do think we have a clear winner. We'll look at the shields now. Here we have the MAFEX. Very happy with this. I like the finish on the paint. Some good sculpted detail. And we have detail on the back as well. This bigger strap is removable so that he can get his arm in there. Very good stuff from MAFEX. A strong showing. And here we have the Hasbro. I do like this. We have a very, very glossy red, like a cherry red on the shield, which I like, but I don't think is as accurate to the movie. We do get some sculpt on the star there, which I do think looks quite nice. We have sculpted detail on the back as well with the straps, but no paint detail on the buckles or any of that. We also have the strap system where the arm fits in, but this is not mountable to the back like the MAFEX is. He cannot display this on his back, which is unfortunate. The MAFEX has a bit of a convoluted way of doing it, but you can still do it. The Hasbro, not so much. I will say that as well that this is a lot bigger than the MAFEX. I do prefer the size of the MAFEX shield to the Hasbro. We'll take a look at Mjolnir. The MAFEX looks very nice. Not quite a gloss finish, more a semi-gloss on Mjolnir here with the MAFEX. We have detail in the grip. This is not removable at all, but it looks nice. They do well on the details for the runes and things like that. Looking at the Hasbro, a darker color, but still with a nice metal gloss to it. We do not have painted detail on the grip. And the strap there is pointed in a direction. Look at them together. The Hasbro is a lot bigger. And I think it misses out on some of the details. And I showed this in the MAFEX review. You can see the runes on the MAFEX are just kind of dots on the Hasbro one. Same thing with these details here. I'm still glad Hasbro gave us Mjolnir with their cap release. But obviously the MAFEX just goes a bit further with the detail in sculpt and paint. I'll go over articulation. The Hasbro doesn't look up a ton. Looks down a decent amount. All these joints are ratcheted, so these have kind of preset points that they can go to, which does limit things a little bit. Articulation there on the bicep. We have an ab joint that just goes to and fro, goes pretty far back, and a pretty good amount forward as well. Hips move out that much, forward that much, not very far back. Double jointed knee, good amount back. We have rotation there on the shin. The ankle does have a joint, although mine are really stuck. Oh, it goes very far back. Let's see if I can get it back forward. Oh, baby. Oh, this doesn't feel good to do. Goes that far forward. We do have a very good rocker on the ankle as well. Hasbro is always good for that. We do have articulation on the wrist. This goes sideways, and then on the Mjolnir hand, I think this is a good detail. They've done the joint the opposite way, so it can move up and down like that, which is very good for posing Mjolnir. The MAFEX is actually pretty similar on articulation. The head doesn't look very far up. It's hampered by the helmet. It looks that far down. The shoulder goes up pretty far. We do have a butterfly joint that helps a little bit with the motion. Bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. The wrists do have that MAFEX joint that have the hinge and can swivel as well, and you can actually move the hinge around should you choose to face wherever you want. The body has two joints in it that will pop out if you mess with them too much. We'll just pop that back in. They don't go as far forward as the Legends, but they go very far back. There it goes again. Ugh. The legs go out that far, this far forward, this far back, and they do pop down too. You can pop them up and down, which does help with the range of motion. Double jointed legs. We do get rotation there at the boot. And this really hampers the foot movement. You can't really move it very far forward or back or sideways. But we do get a toe joint. So that's pretty cool. So there you have it. There are the differences and similarities between the Medicom MAFEX and Marvel Legends Endgame Captain Americas. I think if you want the best of the best, you don't want to settle for anything else, go for the MAFEX if you can track it down. It's got everything you could possibly want with one of these. Looks great, the paint is amazing, articulation's great. If you're looking for something a little more affordable, I do think that Marvel Legends does the job. It was my shelf Captain America for a long time until this MAFEX came out. And it is available in stores once again. You can find it in a 2-pack with Sam Wilson Captain America. It does not come with a shield and the paint is a little different, but it's still a great version and it's pretty much the same as the one you saw in the video. So there you are. Hopefully this has helped you if you're deciding between the two. Let me know which one you prefer in the comments.